Welcome Yamhill County to Speaking Frankly. I'm your host, Howie Harkema, and our tagline is, "And how we doin'?" Today I have Carrie Schadewitz, who is the Executive Director of Willamette Valley Cancer Foundation. Carrie, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. So what is Willamette Valley Cancer Foundation?
Well, Willamette Valley Cancer Foundation is a local nonprofit right here in Yamhill County, and we service people in the community that have been diagnosed with cancer. And how we service them is we help them financially by paying their everyday living expenses, whether that's rent or mortgage, car payment, car insurance, utilities, cell phone bills, transportation to and from treatment.
Sure. Tires, any of that type of stuff.
Water heater repairs, car repairs.
So what all does Willamette Valley Cancer Foundation do for these people?
So Willamette Valley Cancer Foundation, we have several things that we do, but for these individuals, we want to ensure that we're able to connect them with some type of a support system.
Mm-hmm.
So whether that be a social worker, a patient navigator, other resources within the community,
Mm-hmm.
we want to make sure that those dollars go just as far as they can and that they get the most out of it. And, you know, every one of their needs are different.
Right.
We're all individuals, and what you may need one day isn't what someone else needs.
Right.
So we're very flexible and just really try to create a relationship with them, and through that relationship with these families and individuals that are going through cancer, really just hone in and find out what is it they need and then try to meet that for them.
That's super awesome. And this is your 15th year of service.
Yes, we've been serving Yamhill County and Lincoln County and Tillamook counties for 15 years. And it feels so good to be celebrating that 15th year.
That's fantastic. Is this for any income bracket?
I'm glad you asked that. We get asked that quite a bit. And one thing with cancer, we know cancer is going to touch all of us in one way, shape, or form.
Sure.
And when you talk about income, we used to think, well, really, we're really only assisting the low-income families.
Mm-hmm.
But that certainly isn't the case. You could have two people working in a household, and someone in that household that brings in an income is affected by cancer. And after going through treatment can be pretty hard on the body and very taxing and take a big toll on the body. And maybe these individuals have used up all their vacation time or their PTO,
right,
their paid time off, or
sick days,
any of that. And then of course, their loved one in the household as well. Maybe they're taking time off work to travel to get them to those appointments,
right,
whether it's chemo, radiation, doctor's appointments. I mean, we all know there's a vast variety of appointments that keeps them pretty busy in that treatment schedule.
Yeah.
And so, maybe they've exhausted all those resources, and all of a sudden, they're not getting a steady income. And so there's a shortfall. So therefore, anybody, if they create a financial need or demonstrate a financial need, then the foundation can help them.
And in the 15 years, what has been the outlay by the Cancer Foundation money-wise?
Well, I think it's a pretty hefty number.
It is a hefty number.
$800,000
Oh my goodness.
has been paid in financial assistance for our friends, family, and neighbors in the community that are undergoing treatment.
And this is just a reminder, but what are your service areas? Because it's not just Yamhill County that you're dealing with.
Correct. So we have 3 service areas, and that is Lincoln County, Tillamook County, and Yamhill County.
Yes. And so in Lincoln County and Tillamook County, you have another office there as well, is that correct?
We do. We have another office that's donated to us in Lincoln City, so that's serving the Lincoln County area residents. And we're down there about once a month. Mm-hmm. We do have a board member that has a doctor's office down there, that she's an RN down there that donates that space to the foundation.
That's awesome. And speaking of donated space, talk about where you're located and the donated space.
So that's just incredible. We're so lucky. Willamette Valley Medical Center, when the Cancer Foundation was founded the Cancer Center was
Right.
founded in 2002, recognized that there needed to be something to help these individuals that were choosing to not come to treatment. So Willamette Valley Medical Center stepped in when the foundation was created, gave us 15 years ago this office space, and it's incredible because we do not have the overhead of paying rent for that space, paying for phone long distance. We do not pay our lights, our heat, our water, any of that. So that is a very generous donation, and we are so blessed to have that space as well.
So the only paid person is you,
Very true.
and everyone else is volunteers.
Yes, we have depending on what's going on with our events and things that are keeping us busy, but we have many volunteers and always looking for more.
And all that money then can be utilized for what you want it to be for.
It goes back to our patient assistance program, which is where that $800,000
Yes.
is derived from.
That's incredible. So, are you a nonprofit?
We are a nonprofit. We are a 501c3 and have been that from the get-go.
And do you have a board of directors?
Well, speaking of our board of directors, we do have a board of directors, a quite hefty board.
Yes, you do.
About 21 board members currently. And one thing to say about that, the board members are derived of local people in the community and in Lincoln County. But our board members, the majority of them have been with us since inception,
Yeah.
and that's pretty incredible.
That is incredible. So do you have a mission statement that you'd like to read?
We do have a mission statement, and the Willamette Valley Cancer Foundation's mission statement is to foster hope through the support of cancer patients, education, and prevention.
That's a great and simple mission statement. So how can Willamette Valley Cancer Foundation help individuals and or families going through this horrible time?
Well, we have worked really hard to get the foundation out there so people are aware that we're there to help.
Yes.
And, going through a process is we have them fill out a financial aid application just to kind of give, it's pretty, it's very simple. It's
Yes.
not really long.
Right.
And they fill out that applications. A lot of people, if they need help, they've got a lot more things on their mind.
Oh, absolutely.
And we help them through that process or fill it out for them to make it just as easy as possible for them. And they fill out that application, and then we take that information and present it to a committee.
Well, on the graphic, if you could bring that one back up one more time, Caroline, that would be great. Advocacy, outreach, and financial assistance. That's fantastic. So, how are you funded?
So the majority of our funding is definitely through donations. We do apply for grants, and the grants we apply for, then we have used those to support our children's education.
Very good. And so you have a lot of fundraisers throughout the year.
We most certainly do.
So, would you like to talk about the Carlton Music for Hope fundraiser concert that just occurred?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, Howie. So the Carlton Music for Hope, this is the second annual.
Yeah.
It just happened last Saturday. It always happens the third Saturday in August. And with that, there's about 3 gentlemen that got together and put this together, and all these bands, oh my goodness, Carlton Blues, Half Step Down, the Vintage Knights, Little Queenie, and Stump City Soul, all these bands come there and they donate all their time that whole day, and Ken Wright donates the stage, and people can come and enjoy. It's a family-friendly atmosphere. And this year, through the efforts of the Carlton Music Project, we received $1,776.64.
That's incredible.
And it was a fun day. Great music, great weather.
And Carlton Park.
Yeah,
It's a great park. So you've got a couple other fundraisers coming up right away here. The first one is called the Barium Cup Golf Classic. And Caroline will bring up that graphic, and if you'd like to talk about that.
So this is our 15th annual golf tournament, and every year we bring in a celebrity, and this year we're really honored because it's Ed Rutschman with Linfield.
Yes.
We are going to have about 26 teams. We're hoping for 30, so if you golf or want to play golf or don't golf, just come out and pretend.
Pretend to golf.
So
Well,
it's
that's how I'd have to do it.
Me too. So it's always on the last Monday in September, September 25th at Michael Book Country Club. It's a boxed lunch, great day of golf, lots of fun. There's a live auction, and I'm sure Ad will have some great things to share with the crowd that day as well.
Oh, I'm sure he'll add a lot to the day. So you've got another one coming up, and I believe it's in November. Valley Nights presents the 2017 Speakeasy, and that's both Rotary and the Cancer Foundation.
Yeah, so Willamette Valley Cancer Foundation and the McMinnville Noon Rotary Club have partnered in the past.
Yes.
And before it's been Uncorked to the Wine and Art auction. And so now we're doing something a little bit more of an experience. So it will be held out at the Heritage Museum on November 4th.
Yes.
Starts about 5:30 in the evening, dinner, casino, Texas Hold'em room, the Manhattan room. It's going to be back set in the 1920s, 1930s.
Cool.
We're selling tickets now for $75 a person, and that money will both go to not only the Cancer Foundation, but we're splitting it 50-50, and the other half will go to the Rotary Club, and they are using that money to help the Gospel Rescue Mission with they're doing an expansion in one of their rooms.
Yes.
And so that's going to help them with that project.
That's awesome. So how can community get involved?
Well, there's several things they can get involved. They can come to our events.
Yes.
They can contact me at the foundation at our phone number or by email, or if you see me on the street or see me driving around, just write down the phone number and give me a call. I can share them with events that are coming up, volunteer opportunities, and then, with our children's education, there's an opportunity there to help us in that program.
And to know about this information, you have both a website and you have a Facebook page, which are on the screen right now.
Yes.
And those help you to know when these events are, because you post all of that information out there.
Quite regularly.
Yes. And would you like to talk about the membership circle of friends and how people can sign up to do that?
I would love to talk about our Circle of Friends. We're really campaigning right now to address our people in the community and ask them to join Willamette Valley Cancer Foundation, become a member of Willamette Valley Cancer Foundation for $25 a month. And that money will then help us in our patient assistance program. And it's real easy. You sign up for automatic payroll deduct, or you can sign up for out of your bank account, bill pay, however, whatever you're most comfortable with. And it's $300 a year.
Right.
And you'd be surprised, $300 really can make a big difference in someone's life when they're battling cancer.
Well, I would think it could make a huge difference. Do you ever need volunteers from community?
We do. When I talk about the Barium Cup coming up, the Golf Classic on September 25th, we need volunteers to help us check those golfers in. We need, hand out goodie bags, sell raffle tickets at our event that we're going to be having out at the Heritage Center in
Yes.
November. There's always setup and cleanup when everybody loves to clean up.
Oh, yeah. They disappear really quick when it's cleanup time.
So, there's just, again, there's always a check-in and check-out. There's helping us procure items for our silent auction.
Yeah,
live
talk about
auction.
that for a moment.
So, we have a silent auction even at the Barium Cup, as well as we'll be having at the Speakeasy in
Right.
November. But, we're always looking for items, so they can donate items or they can come and help volunteer at the event. We were talking about volunteers,
Right.
and it's really incredible. A lot of people have things in their home that maybe they're not using anymore, or maybe they've won at some point, or maybe they have a timeshare they want to donate because it's tax deductible.
Sure, right.
And who doesn't want a tax write-off?
So in kind is just as important as cash.
Yes,
So that's
much
very
so.
cool. Over the years that you've been there now, you have to have a lot of success stories that you can share with us. At least tell us a couple.
Well, those success stories are, they touch you in such a way when you see the difference that it really makes. One of the stories has to do with a single mom who was, of course, still had a teenager at home, and having that teenager at home, she was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Okay.
And exhausted all her PTO, her vacation, her sick time. And she was a trooper. She's like, no, I'm going to work through this. I cannot afford to not be at work.
Right.
I have to work. And she worked up until 3 weeks right before her surgery of her double mastectomy. And, we sat down with her and said, you really need to take some time for yourself. This is going to be a big surgery, and we need you to do that. And she did. She took that time because we were able to help her, and she came through recovery. She's now been in remission for a little over 2 years.
Wow. We
have another story of a gal that 8 years ago was diagnosed again breast cancer, but she was. She found out the day she found out she had breast cancer, she called her husband to let her husband know, and he said, I just lost my job.
Oh
I'm not
my
working.
goodness.
So we were able to pay her COBRA insurance, so she was covered insurance-wise. He was collecting unemployment, but we were able to get her insurance, and 8 years now, she is still in remission, so that's wonderful. We've got a gentleman that is diagnosed with prostate cancer. It's been 5 years now.
Wow.
He's still in remission, and he's a contractor. So we helped him, and now he's like, I do contract work. When you need things in homes, let me know. I can help you. So people give, and they give back.
Well, yeah. Pay it forward.
Yes.
So it's fantastic. That's a great way to do it too. So we have a number of things that we're going to bring up next. Prevention education. And Caroline, if you would bring that graphic up, that would be awesome.
So we love awareness, and we want to that prevention education. So this is Dr. Kumar and Dr. O'Brien, and we did a colon cancer awareness, and they're standing inside a large colon.
A giant colon.
A walk-through colon. And they came and spoke and shared with the individuals that came at the Falls Event Center and talked about, why you need a colonoscopy, why you should have that, how, and that they're not as painful as we all think. Oh,
Yeah.
no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
You need to do that. So, our goal is to get out there in the community and educate why you need a colonoscopy, or why you need to have a mammogram, or just why
Pap
you should
smear, blah, blah, blah.
do that
Yep.
prevention. Keep those prevention appointments.
So the next graphic, I believe, is a couple for children's education. And Caroline?
Thank you. Yes. So with our children's education, we do 3 different areas of education with the kids. But I love this. One of the gals that worked with us found this, and it's easier to build strong children than to repair broken adults.
Absolutely.
So, our education is based on sharing with them about tobacco use, and with cigarettes and spit tobacco, and the long-term effect and the short-term effects, and things that they can cause to the body and what they lead to.
Right.
And we also do our skin cancer awareness that takes place in May. Why we need to wear sunscreen, or why we should be in the shade, or use long sleeve shirts, or sun's okay, but we need to protect ourselves, and even our eyes, protect our eyes.
Right.
And then we also do the healthy eating and exercise habits, because we know that our country is the most obese country, and so with that we are able to go in and do that prevention, and then you prevent. Yes, so those are those little bracelets that the kids get to make, and they're lots of fun.
And that's a beautiful image of the three hands
Yeah,
coming
teaching them when they're young and just trying to make an impact of helping them understand the why.
Right. So the next item is adult tobacco cessation program, and you kind of hinted on that, but
Yes. So Janice Primozic is a volunteer
Yes.
who volunteers all her time, and she teaches these classes. It's about 6 weeks of classes, about 11 sessions, 9 sessions altogether, kind of depends on the need of the group. It's free, again, to the public. She has over 30 years of experience, and we offer it to employers, and we offer it free to the, free as well to the public. And so it's very, it makes a difference. We've been doing this for about 2.5 years. Again, like I said, Janice is volunteer, and she has a degree in this and over 30 years of experience.
and she has a heart for it too.
Oh, she has a very
Definitely.
much of a heart for it.
So Caroline, if you could go back to graphics A through D, and we'll go back through those slowly, if you would. It's at the very front of the situation after the logo graphic. So would you like to talk about that?
Yeah, so we did this last year, and it was so rewarding to do this, and I'm so fortunate because I'm just the facilitator that makes this happen.
Right.
But if it wasn't for the donations, these things wouldn't happen. But anyone can donate $50, and for $50, we are able to go and deliver holiday meals to families. And what's so nice about this is you're doing it through the holiday season.
Right.
These meals are fully cooked. They're fully cooked, fully prepared. It's an 8 to 10 pound turkey. It is the mashed potatoes and gravy and the green bean casserole and the rolls and the pumpkin pie.
Stuffing
It's everything. And when you have a family that's going through treatment, we want them to focus on their treatment and save their energy. They've got so much going on in their mind. So by donating $50 and letting me know that you want to buy a holiday meal, then I actually go out with volunteers and we deliver them on
Well, yeah, the chaos and the trauma that the families are going through at the time don't allow them to even think in these terms.
It's overwhelming.
Totally overwhelming. If you could go back one, Caroline. Yeah, there we go.
So we have this is that monthly donation that we're talking about again, joining our circle of friends for $25 a month. That money directly impacts the lives of these individuals. It's not leaving our community.
Right.
Those funds stay right within the community that they are donated. And so, they're touching these individuals and making such an incredible difference.
So in Tillamook County and in Lincoln County, those funds stay there as well?
So we take in-kind donations
Right.
yours, and we take restricted and unrestricted.
Sure.
And we want to honor the donor's request. So some people who make donations say, I want these donations for McMinnville only.
Right.
I want these donations for Yamhill County. I want this money only for Lincoln County, and we honor that.
That's cool.
Yes.
Very cool. And Caroline, if you could go to slide C and D next, please. Okay, talk about this.
So, your donation's hard at work. When you donate to Willamette Valley Cancer Foundation, you receive the benefit of knowing you're helping make a real difference in our community. And through our advocacy, outreach, and financial assistance, again, we're serving those three counties,
Right.
Lincoln, Tillamook, and Yamhill County. And you can make a one-time donation. You can make a monthly reoccurring donation. We're just really trying to build that base so that we have a consistent revenue to continue to grow and help more and more families.
And they get a tax deduction,
Yes.
and that's really awesome sometimes.
Oh, when we're all looking at come March, or
Right.
when we're getting ready to file it, we know April's right around the corner. It's like, oh, I should have donated.
Yeah.
And so, we're more than happy to receive those donations, and why not get a tax receipt? And even if it's an in-kind donation, it's tax deductible.
Exactly. That's the point right there. The next one, Caroline, please. There you go.
Yeah, volunteers. There's so many ways to volunteer, and we were talking about that earlier, but we are always looking for someone to help us procure items, put things together.
Right.
Whether it's a bottle of wine or a wine basket or a getaway package, or whether it is a trip to the water park, or maybe it's a trip out of town. There's just so many different things out there. So someone to help with that. Again, greeting people at the door, thanking them, just helping at our events, making those check-in and check-out processes smooth for our guests.
Sure.
Again, setting up tables and breaking down tables and linens, and it goes full circle. To make an event happen, everything needs to be put out there.
Exactly. This is a very compassionate community, as I'm sure you found out.
You are so right, and I can't. It's amazing to see how giving the community is.
And it's not just money.
Nope.
It's also volunteerism. It's the love and caring that they show upon even your guests.
The compassion.
It's just incredible. So I only have one more question for you. What drew you to do this compassionate work in community?
I found out about the foundation. I used to work for Willamette Valley Medical Center.
Yes.
And I found out about this position coming open, and I applied for it and was so lucky that I became the director. But, I have a history of cancer in my family. And when I was 5 years old, my 11-year-old brother died of cancer.
Oh, my.
And, you don't realize how things affect you. And in working with the individuals that I work with today and helping these families, it always takes me back to how did my mom survive this?
Right.
She's lived this every day of her life for the past how many years, and losing a child is
one of the hardest things in the world.
Yeah, very devastating. And my husband's family has a very lung cancer, prostate cancer, is very prominent in the family, and it just felt like the more I was doing this job and out there, I really connected with why it's important to do things where you're giving back. I've always had that background of being active and being involved in the community.
Yes.
But this really touches me in a way that I'm making a difference in these people's lives. And I'm not making that difference because of me, I'm making that difference because of the donations, but I'm able to facilitate that and get to see things come through fruition, come all the way through. So I just feel blessed to be able to do. I've lost several people in my family to cancer, so I
Well,
feel
thank you
blessed.
for your empathy, number one, your compassion, number two, and for the calling and knowing that was what you would like to do. So, thank you so much for being on today, and best wishes for your upcoming fundraising.
Thank
and
you.
thank you very much, Carrie, for being on
Thanks.
today.